we are group 6, and today we will talk about varieties. And this is our group number, and right now I will talk about the classification. Classification of English text type is done by arranging them into different categories based on their specific characteristics, purpose, or genre. This makes it easier to understand the diverse way of expression and communication in the English language. And based on the text content, classification help identify common characteristics and allow for a better understanding of different types of text. For instance, texts like a novel, poem, or short story belong to creative writing, while the other type of text like view article, interview, essay, and research report serve different purpose and fall under separate categories. And in short, the classification of English text is like creating a map of the language diverse landscape. And by understanding these different categories, we could gain a deeper appreciation for the enrichment and complexity of the English language in all of its forms.
Hello everyone, I'm Han. Next, let's employ part 2 of presentation kind of task. In part 2, we have section 1 instruction. So, what are instruction tasks? Or written piece of communication that provide step-by-step guidance on how to perform, start, achieve a specific work. They are intended to give clear direction and explanation to reader. The next be characteristic, clear and concise. Construction tasks are to provide clear and concise information to the reader. They use simple and straightforward language to ensure that the instructions are easily understood. Structure and organized. Instruction tasks are typically a logical sequence, breaking down complex tasks into smaller, manageable steps. They often use reading point, numbering, and heading to enhance organization and readability of the instruction. Your imperative verb. Instruction text often use imperative verb and or phrase to convey command or instruction. This helps create a sense of directness and clarity in the instruction. Visualize. Instruction text may visualize and visualize text diagram, illustration, or in photograph to enhance an understanding on the instruction. The visual element can provide additional clarity and guidance to reader. Objective tone. The language used in instruction text is particularly objective and informative. It's focused on providing factual information and avoid subjective or opinionated language. Next, we will follow the exam to understand more about instruction text.
So this is an example of instruction text, a recipe for chocolate chips cookie. The first ingredients: 1 cup unsalted butter softened, 1/2 cup granulated sugar, 1/2 cup packet brown sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 cup semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 1 cup butter. And now I will tell you about the instructions to making a chocolate chips cookie. Step 1: gather your ingredients. Step 2: preheat the oven to 375 degrees at 190 degrees C. Step 3: cream together butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Step 4: beat in eggs one at a time, then stir in vanilla. Step 5. In a separate bowl, mix together flour, baking sugar, and salt. Step 6. Stir in flour, chocolate chips, and water. Step 7. Drop by rounded tablespoon onto ungreased baking sheet. Step 8. Bake for 8 to 10 minutes or until golden brown. Step 9. Cool on baking sheets for a few minutes before transferring to wire rack to cool completely. And the final step is store in an airtight container or serve immediately and enjoy. Now I will analyze this example that I just mentioned. First is structure. Title is a clear and concise title that accurately reflects the dish. A list of ingredients with quantities and any necessary specification, such as brand or size. A number list of steps to follow, written in clear language, may include time estimate and alternative methods. Cooking time, a total time required for preparation and cooking. A list of any special equipment needed beyond basic kitchen tools. And optional section for tips, substitution, or nutritional information. Second is language. Instructions are written in the imperative mode, like preheat the oven or add ingredient. Quantities are given in precise measurement for consistency, like cups or tablespoons. Instruction text use action verb to describe each step of the process, like mix, stir, or bake.
I will talk about information test. Information test is a subset of provisions that give factual information on a specified topic. Example of information test include newspaper, in this catalog, careers, projects, biographies, textbook, and notebook. Information test can be written on a variety of different topics, from natural feature and location to historical feature and events. We encounter them in our everyday lives wherever we visit things that provide us with information. Main title. List of the topics, heading and subheading. They are used to review the content of different paragraphs to have the reader navigate the text. Paragraphs. They are the main body of text that include the topic information. Bullet pointed list, ordering key information in a list is a great way of telling the reader what they need to know about the subject. Photographs and illustration. Information text include images. The information is easy to understand. It can be with photo or annotated diagrams. Caption. Caption are used to describe include photographs and illustration. And
Now we are talk about the example of information test. Yeah, we can see here a report of Apple company, and a report is a concise structure document that presents specific information that a particular topic, and usually as a result of an investigation or research endeavor. And in real life, the report example, consider a new report produced by the companies, and for instance, the Apple company published a new report of the detailing of the company financial status, market position, business strategy, channel phase, and property plan. And the document provides investor, stakeholder, and other interested parties with the dependable and comprehensive overview of the company performance and the future direction. And you can see on the board right here is the number, revenue, cost and profit structure of the company. And the same here we have the picture of that. And here in the net profit margin, the Apple published on the internet in the 2012, 2013 and 2014. And we can see Apple published everything on the market to performance and the future of reaction.
Personal test. Definition: personal test refers to written or digital communication that is intended for private or individual use rather than for public consumption. These tests are typically between individuals such as friends, family members, or colleagues, and they often contain personal thoughts, feelings, experiences, or information that is specific to the individual involved. Characteristics. This is a writing or concerns with the expression of personal idea and attitude and so forth. The mode is usually written on the video direct are now a popular source of personal material on the television. The name may be formal or informal depending upon the relationship between participants and the product of the communication. Personal writing can be informative, further detailed on curriculum, vital will be formal, whereas details about a holiday and play visits will be informal. Personal writing may be chronological, focusing on day and times, or it may twist even non-chronologically, focusing on argument and comparison. Tests that are written for a formal content like a job application must be unambiguous. The lesson depends on the purpose and the intended audience. The layout for personal writing is distorted by convention. The context, audience, and purpose direct the right role in each case.
Now we talk about example of personal test. In the first example once, this messenger saw a personal test by expressing concern for the well-being of the recipient and decided to connect on the personal level. In example 2, this test convert excitement and anticipation about meeting someone, indicating a personal relationship and a desire for social interaction. In example 3, this messenger share a personal feeling of street and says it had applied for the recipient, indicating a level of trust and openness in the relationship. In example 4, this test demonstrates empathy and support for the recipient during a difficult time, showing a personal connection and willingness to provide emotional support. Now we talk to narrative test. Definition of narrative test. Narrative tests are a form of writing that tell a story. They typically have a beginning, middle, and end, and often involve character setting and plot development. The primary focus of narrative test is to entertain engage and transport the reader into a fictional or non-fictional world.
Now I will talk about the characteristics of narrative text. First is plot. A narrative text has a plot, which is the sequences of the event that make up the story. Next is the character. The further character who drives the story forward through their action, thought, and interaction. Next is setting. Narrative texts are the situations within a particular time and place, providing context for the events that occur. And next is the point of view. Narratives can be told from the various perspectives, such as the first person limited, and or the third person omniscience. And the next is the conflict. Most narratives involve some from other conflicts, whether it's internal within a character or external between the character or between a character and their environment. And the next is theme. Narrative texts often employ the universal theme or message about life, societies, or human nature. And the next is the resolution. At the conclusions of the narrative, there is typically the resolutions to the conflict and problem that the character ever faced. And the next is language style. The language used in narrative text can vary depending on the intended audience and genres. And the next is emotional impact. Good narrative text involves emotions in the reader, whether it's joy, sadness, suspense, or empathy. And the last is the entertainment and engagement. Ultimately, narrative text aim to the entertainment and engage the reader, capturing the imaginations and transporting them into the world of the story. And now, let's take the example of the story, The Gift of the Magi, The Rise by O. Henry. First about the plot. The story follows as a young married couple, Jim and Della, who are struggling financially. And about the character, Jim and Della are the central character of the story. The setting, the story is set in a small apartment during Christmas time. About the point of view, the story is a narrative in the third person. The central conflict revolves around James and Della's desire to give each other meaningful Christmas gift. About theme, the themes of the selflessness and love provide prominence throughout the story. About the resolutions, the story concludes with Jim and Della realizing the extent of each other's sacrifice and expressing their love and appreciation for one another. About the language and style, O. Henry employs simple yet poetic language and to convey the emotions and experience of the character. About the emotional impact, the gift of the Magi is a deeply emotional story that resonates with the reader due to universal theme of love, sacrifice, and generosity. Last, entertainment and engagement. The story captivates readers with it heartfelt narrative and relatable characters. And overall, the gift of the Magi implies the characteristics of the narrative text through its invariant plot and which develop characteristics, emotional depth, and universal themes.
Now I will talk about what to look for. The first instruction text. Characteristics: clear, concise, contextual, and organized. Used in imperative verb. Using illustration. Using objective language. Example: how to make chocolate chip cookies. How to use the washing machine. Disaster prevention instruction. The second information text. Feature includes main title, server heading, paragraph, bulletin list in illustration caption. Example: biographical articles, reports, specialized dictionaries. The third, personal text, characteristics, usually writing or living, retaining other purpose and relationship between writer and reader, can be information or personal record. Example: personal letters, diaries, messages. The fourth, narrative text, characteristics includes plot, setting, character, conflict, perspective, style. Example: the passage tells the story of a girl who met a stranger on a rainy night. And our presentation is over. Thanks for watching and listening.